Nuts have long been celebrated as one of the healthiest snack choices available. Packed with good fats, protein, fiber, and essential minerals, they're often touted as the perfect food for heart health, brain function, and overall vitality. But what if I told you that lurking among these seemingly innocent bites are certain nuts that, when eaten daily, could be quietly damaging one of your body's most vital organs? Especially as we age past 50, our kidneys, the body's natural filtration system, become more vulnerable. The foods we eat, even healthy ones, can either ease their burden or silently push them toward exhaustion. Shockingly, some of the most popular nuts, the very ones often labeled as superfoods, can actually overload your kidneys with problematic substances like oxalates, phosphorus, sodium, or even hidden toxins. And because the decline in kidney function is typically silent, with no obvious symptoms, until it's advanced, many people are damaging their kidneys without even realizing it. Today we're going to uncover the 6 nuts you should be cautious about if you value your kidney health, especially if you already have risk factors like high blood pressure, diabetes, or a family history of kidney disease. We'll also show you smarter, safer alternatives so you can still enjoy the satisfying crunch of nuts without putting your kidneys at unnecessary risk. Your health starts with knowledge, and it's time to snack smarter. Let's dive in. Your kidneys are 2 of the hardest working organs in your body. Every single day they filter about 50 gallons of blood, removing waste products, balancing minerals, controlling blood pressure, and regulating vital hormones. Yet despite their importance, your kidneys are surprisingly vulnerable. And what's even more concerning is that kidney damage often occurs silently, progressing over many years without noticeable symptoms. By the time you feel signs like fatigue, swelling, or changes in urination, significant damage may have already taken place. Now, as we age past 50, several natural changes make our kidneys even more susceptible to harm. Reduced renal blood flow, meaning kidneys receive less oxygen and nutrients. Decline in the number of filtering units called nephrons. Lower resilience against toxins, salt, and metabolic waste. Increased burden from other common conditions like hypertension, diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. In other words, your kidneys work harder, but with fewer resources as you get older. This is why the foods we eat every day, especially healthy ones we might not think twice about, can either lighten their load or overwhelm them quietly. And nuts. While many types provide valuable nutrients, certain nuts are dense in oxalates, phosphorus, sodium, or prone to hidden contaminants. When consumed daily and in large amounts, these problematic nuts increase the risk of kidney stone formation, lead to phosphorus overload, damaging blood vessels and bones, elevate sodium burden, raising blood pressure, contribute to toxic load, pushing kidneys beyond their filtering capacity. The problem is subtle. You won't notice it after one snack or even a week of indulgence. But over months and years, the cumulative stress can set the stage for chronic kidney disease, a serious, life-altering condition. The good news is, knowledge gives you the power to change course early, long before irreversible damage sets in. By understanding which nuts pose a hidden threat and how to substitute them wisely, you can protect your kidneys, preserve your energy, and safeguard your independence for many vibrant years ahead. Let's explore the 6 nuts that deserve your careful attention. Almonds, the darling of the health world. Loaded with vitamin E, magnesium, and healthy monounsaturated fats, they're often promoted as a perfect, heart-healthy snack. And yes, almonds can be part of a balanced diet, but if you eat them every single day without awareness, they could quietly jeopardize your kidneys. Here's why. Almonds are among the highest natural sources of oxalates. Oxalates are plant compounds that, when consumed in excess, can bind with calcium in the body to form sharp, needle-like crystals. These crystals often accumulate in the kidneys, eventually leading to painful kidney stones or even obstructing the delicate filtration pathways. The process is slow and silent. You won't feel anything at first. But over months or years, consistent, high oxalate intake can cause real harm, especially if you already have underlying risks like mild dehydration, a sedentary lifestyle, or a family history of kidney stones. Consider Mrs. Emily, a vibrant 65-year-old who loved snacking on almonds throughout the day. She believed she was making the smartest snack choice possible until she began experiencing persistent lower back pain and discomfort while urinating. A medical scan revealed multiple small kidney stones forming despite her otherwise healthy lifestyle. The culprit, her habit of eating 2 to 3 handfuls of almonds every single day without hydration or dietary balance. After switching to low oxalate snacks like pumpkin seeds and macadamia nuts and increasing her water intake, Emily's kidney function stabilized and her symptoms resolved naturally within months. So, should you banish almonds from your diet forever? Not necessarily. The key is moderation and balance. Enjoy a small handful of almonds, about 10-15 nuts, 2 to 3 times a week, not every day. Drink plenty of water to help your kidneys flush out oxalates efficiently. Balance almond intake with low oxalate hydrating foods like cucumbers, celery, or watermelon. Mindful consumption lets you enjoy the benefits of almonds while minimizing their hidden risks. Cashews, creamy, buttery, and irresistibly delicious. They're the star of countless healthy recipes, from dairy-free cheeses to trail mixes, and often considered a safer alternative to more heavily processed snacks. But if you care about your kidney health, especially after 50, cashews demand caution. Here's why. Like almonds, cashews are relatively high in oxalates. Though slightly lower than almonds, cashews still contribute significantly to oxalate load when eaten frequently. These oxalates can bind to calcium inside your kidneys, forming tiny crystals that can evolve into painful stones or create blockages inside the renal filtration system. Furthermore, many commercially available cashews are salted to enhance flavor. High sodium intake, as you may know, is a major enemy of kidney health, elevating blood pressure, retaining fluids, and overworking the kidney's filtration units. There's also a hidden allergen risk. Cashews, when improperly processed or consumed in large quantities, can trigger subtle inflammatory responses in the body, which over time amplify oxidative stress, another factor accelerating kidney aging. Take Mr. Anthony, a 68-year-old who loved snacking on salted cashews during his afternoon walks. He believed he was making a smart, heart-healthy choice until annual blood work showed steadily rising creatinine levels, a red flag for kidney strain. After reviewing his habits, his doctor recommended cutting back on cashews, switching to unsalted macadamias or pistachios in moderation, and increasing hydration. Within a few months, Anthony's kidney function stabilized, a reminder that even healthy foods can become harmful when misused. Should you completely avoid cashews? Not at all, but here's how to enjoy them safely. Stick to small portions, about 10-12 cashews once or twice a week. Always opt for unsalted raw cashews if possible. Pair cashews with water-rich foods like cucumbers or leafy greens to aid mineral balance. Being intentional with your choices ensures your kidneys stay supported, not stressed. Peanuts. The beloved snack enjoyed across the world, from sports stadiums to homemade peanut butter sandwiches. Affordable, accessible, and packed with protein, peanuts seem like a smart, satisfying option. But when it comes to your kidneys, especially after age 50, there are some important red flags you need to know. First, although technically a legume and not a true nut, peanuts are high in oxalates, much like almonds and cashews. Consuming high oxalate foods daily can gradually increase the risk of calcium oxalate kidney stones, particularly in those who may already be prone to stone formation or who have borderline kidney function. Second, and this is crucial, many commercially available peanuts are heavily salted. A small serving can pack a shocking amount of sodium, and high sodium intake raises blood pressure, increases fluid retention, places significant extra strain on the kidneys. Hypertension and kidney disease are closely linked. Each can worsen the other in a vicious cycle if not properly managed. But that's not all. Peanuts are also susceptible to aflatoxin contamination, toxic substances produced by molds that grow on peanuts, particularly if they are improperly stored or processed. Aflatoxins are not only carcinogenic, but can directly damage kidney tissues over time, contributing to reduced kidney filtration efficiency. Take Mr. Daniel, a retired school principal, age 70. He loved snacking on peanuts while reading, often consuming several handfuls throughout the afternoon. After experiencing frequent nighttime urination and unexplained fatigue, routine tests showed early signs of kidney stress. Upon closer dietary review, his doctor identified daily salted peanut consumption as a key contributor. Switching to lower oxalate unsalted nuts and increasing hydration helped Daniel reverse some of the early kidney strain. A powerful reminder of how small habits over time impact vital organs. Should you give up peanuts entirely? Not necessarily, but extreme moderation is essential. Choose unsalted organic peanuts whenever possible. Limit portions to a small handful, about 28 grams, a few times a week. Store peanuts properly in cool, dry places to minimize aflatoxin risks. By treating peanuts as an occasional treat, not a daily staple, you can continue to enjoy them without putting unnecessary stress on your kidneys. Pistachios. Those little green gems often praised for being lower in fat and calories compared to other nuts. They're delicious fun to eat and packed with fiber, potassium, and antioxidants. At first glance, pistachios seem like one of the safest nuts around. But when it comes to kidney health, especially after 50, there's a hidden catch you need to be aware of. Unlike almonds, cashews, or peanuts, pistachios are relatively low in oxalates, which is a good thing. However, the real problem lies elsewhere: the sodium content. Most commercially sold pistachios, especially roasted varieties, are heavily salted to enhance their flavor. A single serving can easily deliver 20 to 25% of your recommended daily sodium intake without you even realizing it. And high sodium intake raises blood pressure significantly, leads to increased water retention, puts tremendous strain on the delicate filtration systems of your kidneys. Elevated blood pressure is one of the leading causes of chronic kidney disease worldwide. When you consistently consume salty snacks like roasted pistachios, you're silently forcing your kidneys to work overtime day after day, year after year. Let's look at Mrs. Caroline, a 66-year-old retiree who loved snacking on pistachios while watching TV in the evenings. She thought she was choosing a healthy alternative to potato chips. However, over time, she developed high blood pressure and mild kidney dysfunction, despite exercising regularly and eating well otherwise. When her doctor analyzed her diet, the culprit was identified: large nightly servings of salted pistachios. After switching to unsalted pistachios and carefully controlling her portion sizes, her blood pressure improved, her kidney markers stabilized, and she was able to continue enjoying her favorite snack safely. So are pistachios bad for your kidneys? Not inherently. In fact, when eaten in the right way, they can be part of a kidney-friendly diet. Here's how to snack smartly. Always choose unsalted raw or lightly roasted pistachios. Limit yourself to about 30 nuts, roughly one small handful at a time. Pair pistachios with other kidney-friendly foods like cucumbers or leafy greens to balance out minerals. Small, mindful adjustments let you enjoy the deliciousness of pistachios without risking long-term kidney damage. Walnuts, often called brain food, thanks to their rich content of omega-3 fatty acids. They're celebrated for supporting heart health, reducing inflammation, and even boosting cognitive function. But when it comes to kidney health after 50, there's a hidden challenge you might not be aware of. While walnuts are relatively lower in oxalates compared to almonds or cashews, they are moderately high in phosphorus, a mineral that can become problematic for aging kidneys. Here's why. In healthy individuals, the kidneys regulate phosphorus levels, precisely keeping blood minerals in balance. But as kidney function declines naturally with age, even a slight overload of dietary phosphorus can lead to vascular calcification, hardening of blood vessels, cause mineral and bone disorders, accelerate kidney function decline. When you consume high phosphorus foods regularly, including large amounts of walnuts, your kidneys have to work harder to filter the excess, slowly wearing down their efficiency. Moreover, the form of phosphorus found in plant foods like walnuts is organic phosphorus, which, although less absorbable than the inorganic phosphorus in processed foods, still adds up over time if eaten in large quantities. Let's look at Mr. Samuel, a 72-year-old health-conscious retiree who ate generous servings of walnuts daily, believing he was protecting his heart and brain. Unfortunately, routine checkups revealed that his phosphorus levels were creeping too high, placing unnecessary stress on his kidneys. After dietary counseling, Samuel reduced his walnut intake to moderate levels, diversified his nut choices with lower phosphorus options, like macadamias, and balanced his minerals carefully. Within a few months, his blood markers improved, and his kidney function remained stable. So should you eliminate walnuts entirely? Absolutely not. Walnuts offer tremendous health benefits when consumed wisely. Limit portions to about 5-7 walnut halves a few times per week. Pair walnuts with foods that support mineral balance like leafy greens, berries, or low-phosphorus fruits. Focus on variety, rotate different types of nuts instead of relying on walnuts daily. Smart moderation allows you to harness the brain-boosting power of walnuts without taxing your kidneys unnecessarily. Brazil nuts, exotic, buttery, and incredibly rich in nutrients. They're particularly famous for being one of the best natural sources of selenium, a powerful antioxidant that supports immune function, thyroid health, and cellular protection. But when it comes to kidney health, Brazil nuts are a double-edged sword and deserve careful attention. Here's why. Brazil nuts contain extremely high levels of selenium. While selenium is vital in small amounts, excessive intake can lead to a condition called selenosis, characterized by gastrointestinal issues, hair loss, fatigue, neurological symptoms, and critically kidney toxicity. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day can meet or even exceed your daily selenium requirement. Eating handfuls of Brazil nuts regularly can push your selenium intake to dangerously high levels over time. In addition, Brazil nuts are moderately high in phosphorus, similar to walnuts. So excessive consumption not only risks selenium overload, but also places an added mineral burden on aging kidneys, further straining their ability to maintain balance. Let's talk about Mr. George, a 67-year-old who believed he was boosting his health by eating 6 to 8 Brazil nuts daily. He read that selenium was good for the immune system, especially in older adults. But after months of this habit, George began experiencing chronic fatigue, joint discomfort, and was eventually diagnosed with mild kidney impairment linked to selenium toxicity. After working with a nutritionist, George reduced his intake to just 1 Brazil nut every other day, and gradually his energy levels improved and his kidney markers stabilized. So should you avoid Brazil nuts completely? Not at all. They remain a super nutrient when used properly. The key is strict portion control. Limit to 1 Brazil nut per day, or even every other day if your diet already includes other selenium-rich foods. Avoid Brazil nut binges or casual handfuls. The line between helpful and harmful is razor thin. Monitor your overall selenium sources if you take supplements or consume other fortified foods. When it comes to Brazil nuts, less is truly more. A tiny daily dose provides all the benefits without risking harm to your kidneys. Nuts are powerful gifts from nature, packed with essential fats, minerals, and antioxidants that can fuel our health and energy at every stage of life. But as we've uncovered today, even the healthiest foods can have hidden risks if consumed without mindfulness, especially when it comes to kidney protection after 50. Your kidneys are silent warriors filtering your blood, balancing your minerals and regulating vital functions every minute of every day. They work hard for you, often without thanks, without rest, and without obvious signs of distress, until serious damage has already occurred. The great news is, you have the power to protect them starting today with small, smart adjustments to your daily habits. Here's your simple action plan going forward. Choose lower oxalate, lower sodium, and moderate phosphorus nuts whenever possible. Practice portion control. A small handful is powerful. More is not better. Rotate your nuts. Don't rely on one type day after day. Hydrate consistently to help your kidneys flush out waste products naturally. Stay mindful of additives like salt and hidden sugars that sneak into packaged snacks. Remember, this isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. You don't have to give up nuts to protect your kidneys. You just have to enjoy them wisely, respectfully, and in ways that support your long-term vitality. Your kidneys will thank you, your energy will thank you, and most importantly, your future self will thank you. Which of these nuts surprised you the most today? Was there one you were eating regularly without realizing its hidden risks? Drop a comment below. Sharing your experience could inspire someone else to make a life-saving change. If you found this information valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay connected with more science-backed tips designed to keep you strong, vibrant, and thriving well into the years ahead. Stay wise, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.